All right, let's talk about a way to study biology that's so fast, so effective, it honestly feels like cheating, like you've just found a secret cheat code for your brain. Before we jump into the actual techniques, you have to know something really important. There's a secret. See, most people who struggle with biology, they're all making the exact same mistake. They're just approaching it all wrong. And here it is, laid out plain and simple. The wrong way? Trying to memorize. Just cramming endless facts into your head like you're memorizing a phone book. I mean, how boring is that? And it just doesn't work. But the smart way, the way the pros do it, they decode it. They treat biology like a giant fascinating puzzle. And today, I'm going to hand you the key to unlock it.
Okay, technique number 1. This is the big one, the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. It's all about a mindset shift. You've got to stop seeing biology as this dry, boring textbook and start seeing it for what it really is, an epic story. And this simple table, it changes everything. I mean, think about it. Random facts are almost impossible to remember, right? But you can remember the plot of a movie you saw years ago. Why? Because our brains are wired for stories. And that's exactly what biology is. DNA isn't just a molecule, it's the master blueprint. RNA is the critical messenger running with the plans. Proteins, they're the construction workers, the ones doing all the heavy lifting. And cells are the bustling cities where all this drama unfolds. Once you start seeing these things as characters in a huge survival story, your brain just soaks it all up. It's amazing.
All right, moving on to technique number 2. I like to call this one the illegal learning trick, because it feels like it shouldn't be allowed. So, what if I told you that the absolute fastest way to learn something super complex isn't to study harder, but to try and teach it? This is the famous Feynman method, and trust me, it is brutally effective. It's so simple. First, you just study a topic, like you normally would. Then, and this is the key part right here, you close the book, shut it. Step 3, you have to explain it out loud. And here's the kicker. Pretend you're explaining it to a 10-year-old. If you start stumbling or you're using a bunch of complicated jargon, that's a huge red flag. That's your brain literally screaming, hey, I don't really get this part. So you go back to the book, you figure out those weak spots, and you keep simplifying until your explanation is just crystal clear. And this is the gold standard. This is what success looks like. Forget the long, complicated textbook definition. You get something simple, powerful, and visual. Enzymes are biological scissors. Boom. Anyone gets that instantly. When you can explain something that simply, you don't just know it anymore. You truly understand it. That's the difference. Okay, get ready for this, because this number is going to blow your mind. 60,000 times. That's not a typo. 60,000 times. That's how much faster your brain can process an image compared to plain old text. And that number right there, it leads us straight into technique number 3, the visual memory hack. Seriously, if our brains are these superpowered image processors, why on earth are we still trying to learn biology by just reading endless paragraphs of text? It makes no sense. It's time to stop just reading and start drawing.
So what does that actually look like? It means you get to make your notes visual. I'm talking flowcharts, I'm talking diagrams, mind maps that connect all the crazy concepts. I love this last point. Your notebook should look more like biology graffiti than a novel. Get messy, be creative, because if you can see the process, you'll remember it forever. Okay, now for something that might sound totally backward at first. Here's a little secret that most teachers never tell you. Your brain actually does its most important work during your breaks, not when you're cramming. This next rule is all about how to study less, but actually remember more. So the cycle itself is super simple. You start with just 30 minutes of intense, focused studying. And I mean focused. Phone away, no distractions, just you and one topic, diving deep. Then, when that 30-minute timer goes off, you stop, cold, and you take a 5-minute break. But listen, this isn't just any old break. What you do during these 5 minutes is, without a doubt, the most important part of this whole technique. And here it is. This is the one non-negotiable rule. Your 5-minute break has to be silent. I'm serious. No scrolling on your phone, no putting on music, no watching a quick video, nothing. Just stillness. Let your mind wander. You might think you're doing nothing, but during that silence, your brain is going into overdrive, filing everything you just learned into your long-term memory. This isn't about being lazy. It is pure, hard neuroscience at work. Okay, we're at the final core technique, and I need you to really listen up for this one, because honestly, this might be the most important rule of them all. If you skip this one step, all that hard work you just did, It could literally just vanish from your brain.
This is a little something called spaced repetition, and it's how you lock that knowledge in for good. You see, your brain has this thing called the forgetting curve. If you don't revisit information pretty quickly, your brain just assumes it's useless and poof, deletes it. But this simple schedule hacks that system. After you learn it on day 1, you do a super quick 5-minute review the next day. Then again a week later, and one more time a month later. Each time you do that, you're sending a powerful signal to your brain that says, hey, this stuff is important, keep it. It's such a tiny habit, but it's what builds permanent, rock-solid knowledge.
Okay, so there you have it, the 5 core techniques for a deep, real understanding of biology. But hey, I promised you a bonus, right? So let's talk about a very modern trick that's all about boosting your score on the actual test.
This is a seriously powerful shortcut, and it uses technology that just wasn't available a few years ago. Step 1. Get your hands on as many old exam papers for your class as you possibly can. Step 2. Upload all of them to your favorite AI model. Then, for the final step, you just give it a simple prompt. Analyze these and generate a likely model question paper for my next exam. You're going to be shocked at how accurate it can be.
But a quick word of warning here. You have to remember what this AI trick is for. It's a shortcut. It's fantastic for snagging some extra marks on a test for sure, but it is absolutely no substitute for genuine, deep understanding. That's what the other 5 techniques are for. So yeah, use this trick, but please don't mistake it for real learning.
So there it is, the complete playbook. Everything you need to learn biology faster and better than you ever thought possible. You officially have the keys to the kingdom. So the only question left for you is, what are you going to decode first?